NNF After Dark is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For all of your vacation planning needs, visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Welcome to NNF After Dark. Chris is going to take you through the highlights of the previous episode and maybe even say some bad words, plus celebrity interviews and much, much more. And now, here he is, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris Yob.
Welcome to No New Friends After Dark, where we are no longer peeling back the layers of the onion of life, because I was informed by a listener, maybe it was a co-host, I forget who it was, who said it was not gay enough. So we are no longer peeling back the layers of the onion of life. We are now digging into the layers of the parfait of life. We are going to give you that creamy yogurt. We're going to give you that grainy granola, and we're also going to take you down to the fruit bottom. No offense, Nick. So along with us in this journey through the parfait of life, joined with me in virtual studio, which if I didn't already say it, because I didn't, that's why I'm saying this, we're the Sandpiper Vacation Studio. Very spacious. It's getting a little smaller because I've not had physical activity in the last month, because I don't know if I told you guys, I did tear my Achilles tendon.
Oh my gosh.
So it's getting a little smaller, but it's still pretty spacious. Alongside me is Scott from the No New Friends podcast. We have Nick from Sandpiper Vacations. Not sure if his full name is Nicholas or if it's Nick from Sandpiper Vacations. I would not be surprised if it was Nick.
I'm just going to start calling him Nika.
Yeah, so
why would you make that joke
gonna
twice in one night? It was bad once. You shouldn't have made it twice.
Yeah, something we're not going to do is that. that is probably one thing.
Thanks to get your show canceled for $500.
And
hey,
lastly,
Jeopardy season premiere is on Monday, and I cannot wait.
The voice you're hearing about Jeopardy is, I don't even have to say his name. Like that, the only person that would be excited about Jeopardy is the sophisticated gentleman.
Only person? What about Alex Trebek?
He's dead.
Oh, he's super very dead.
But he was excited, and Ken Jennings now.
Actually, it's funny you brought up his name. I do a very good Alex Trebek impression, sophisticated gentleman. Would you like to hear it?
I'm gonna cry, aren't I?
Just please say yes. You'd like to hear it. I haven't done this in front of
you. Yes, I'd like
yet.
to hear it.
Okay. You ready? The joke is because he's dead.
That's why that moment of silence.
Speaking about karma, superstitions, and good and bad energy of the universe, something I did want to talk about today with football season starting tomorrow as we record this night is superstitions. There's some superstitions, and not so much superstitions, but weird rituals that I do on a daily basis. Sophisticated Jen, I'm sorry about the Alex Trebek joke. I see you're crying in the background.
I did actually make myself cry for that, but I guess that doesn't work very well on a podcast.
No, and I honestly couldn't even tell.
Oh.
So with football season starting tomorrow, with a lot of fantasy football leagues starting tomorrow, especially, the three of you, are there any superstitions or rituals that you perform? And I'm not talking just sports. I'm talking about anything in your life. Weird things you do, you can't explain, but you gotta do them on any given day. Please don't all yell at once. Go.
So I'm glad you asked this question. It's been something that's been weighing on my mind for quite some time.
I thought so. Yeah.
Before we get into the sports superstitions and the stuff that I do with that, because this weekend was insane in my viewing party. But I do have a routine. So I don't smoke in my car. Okay. So when I drive to work, I stop at my 7-Eleven. Okay. Right. I dodge the terrible traffic because it's awful in there. I get my Diet Coke and I smoke 2 cigarettes in the parking lot. Then I drive to work. I get to work about 20 minutes early.
Can I cut you off, Scott?
Yes.
How long are you in the parking lot for?
About 15 minutes.
2 cigarettes seems like a lot in
Oh, it is.
minutes.
It is, but I don't smoke in my car. So I
So you're
smoke
making
2
up,
cigarettes there.
compensating. Okay.
Yeah. And then when I get to work, I get there about 20 minutes early, and I'll sit at the picnic table and have a cigarette before I start work.
Oh, third one.
Yeah.
The other two
I'm
didn't
very
set
rout-
in yet. You gotta go
I'm
for
very
that
routine.
third.
And
Right.
and that it gives me the opportunity to ease into my workday where like I'm there and I'm no longer in my car. So it separates I'm in my own time and now I'm at my work's time. I do the same thing at the end of my shift. Before I leave, again, because I don't smoke in my car, I will sit at the picnic table, have a cigarette, and then leave. It's kind of my way of decompressing before I hit my car.
You don't want
Okay,
to just take a smoke break before you leave? That would actually, because smokers are allowed smoke breaks, right?
Yeah, of course, all the time. I probably do that too, but this is my routine. This is my
Right. I'm sorry.
This is my routine. So
Sorry.
here's the funny
Shit
thing.
routine.
So one night I was the closing manager, and so I get home and I'm sitting out on my patio and all that, and I go to bed about 1:15 in the morning, and I lay down and I realize I never closed or locked the gate going into the bar. So I'm like,
Oh.
okay, well, what's the worst that can happen? I'm like, someone takes it, and I was like,
A lot of things.
a lot of things could go wrong. So I get up and I have to drive back into work. This is now 1:30 in the morning. But I can't just drive into work at 1:30 in the morning. I drive to 7-Eleven. I stop there. I get a new Diet Coke. I smoke 2 cigarettes in the parking lot. Then I drive to work. I get to work. I smoke at the picnic table. I go in. I lower the gate, lock the gate. I come back outside to smoke a cigarette, and then I go home.
all you
Because
know.
I had to
you
stick
are
to the
a
routine.
sleeper agent. If you've seen Captain America and the Winter Soldier, he says the words down the list. Like it's like same thing with you. You're like have to go to work, and then your mind starts processing. Like you're not in control of your actions. Like the Soviets programmed you.
You're brainwashed by your employer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
pretty
my big routine that I have.
Can anybody top that routine for a daily routine? I guess we'll talk about daily routines first and then go from there. Anybody have an interesting daily routine?
No, I'm starting to get a new one just because of back to school with Piper starting school and having to be on the bus at 7:30 in the morning. Previously, we didn't wake up till 9 o'clock in the morning. So
Okay.
so now that I'm up an hour and a half earlier, we get her ready, get her on the bus first, and then lately I've been kind of for my mental health and physical health because I've been put on weight, taking a walk every single day. So my goal's been to try to take a walk, bring the dog on a walk because he needs to lose weight. So yeah, that's been kind of my morning. So it's not really that exciting.
What time do you walk in the morning?
About 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Just taking notes
Yeah.
because I don't I haven't gained weight or anything. I
Yeah.
just I'm trying to take notes for somebody I know that needs to lose some weight.
But yeah, it's more been just for my mental health. I've been trying to start a new routine just because I working from home the past year with figuring out this new life because I've never had a desk job per se. I've always been on the go, out and about everywhere. So even last year was all new to me, and I literally just sat here all day and did nothing. So trying to start new routines right now. So these are, I was going to say these would be great ideas, but smoking cigarettes is not up my alley. So I'm definitely not going to be doing that one anytime soon. So
I have noticed for my mental health too, walks help a lot. Usually they end up to the fridge for alcohol, but I think maybe walks outside would help. I do want to try that. I do want to put a pin in your lack of routine, Nick, and circle back to that because I think I can relate to you and why. Sophisticated gentleman, you are enrolled in a school, correct?
Yes.
So your routine is made for you. You don't even have the freedom of making a routine.
Not necessarily. Recently, I wasn't super happy with what time I was going into work, so I tried to change that up. So now I'm going in anywhere from an hour to a half hour earlier. So
Sounds horrible. I'm sorry. So we have 2 people getting to work early, right? Which I commend you for. That's hard to do because a place that you're not really eager to get to, right? Now Nick, you and I don't really have someone that will reprimand us if we're late to do anything.
Yep.
Right?
correct. Yeah.
It's very, very hard to beat yourself.
Oh,
Poorly
not last night.
poorly put. That being said, since me and Nick we're our own bosses, there's no routine. There should be a routine, I should say. There should be a routine, right? But my routine has turned into, like, I have an alarm in the morning. My alarm is set for 9:30 in the morning, right? And that's if I don't wake up, I wake up at 9:30, just in case. The routine that I've fallen into is going to bed late and turning my alarm off. Like, my routine now is turning off my alarm instead of setting the alarm. And I just wake up when I wake up. Does that have to do with the fact that I'm just a waste of space right now, and because I can't even walk? Maybe. Is it because I'm in a spiraling depression because I can't walk either? Maybe it could be. I'd love to go on a walk, Nick, but I can't because something happened last month, which I'll talk about later in the episode. Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
I wish I knew.
So
did a little child point to you in the street and say, "Huh, look at that large pale white glacier"?
So routines are not something that are me and Nick's forte. And you know what? Not having a routine to me, kind of fun. My therapist tells me to repeat that it's fun, and once you say it's fun enough, it becomes fun.
Hey, it's fun to be free.
It's a little depressing. But anyway, so as far as routines go, we got pretty normal routines besides the psychopath we have over here. I won't mention names, but if I were to mention names, Scott. Now, let's talk about some rituals, whether it be sports, whether it be every day. I'm going to actually start this one off, guys. I do have this weird thing that I do with things, and I think I'm autistic.
Okay.
Yeah,
why is that?
Because I have to touch things with both hands when I'm in stores.
I do too.
Stuff. Really?
Yeah,
Are you
I
serious?
do too. Especially if it's something cold. I have to touch it with both hands. Absolutely, 100%.
A little voice in my head says I'm going to die if I don't touch it with the other hand. Does it do the same to you?
No, but
we're going to cut that.
No, but you know what it is? It's I have to have the same feeling in both hands. So like,
yeah,
same thing if anybody ever like punches me in the shoulder, I'm like, okay, well now you got to do it to the other shoulder so I can equal out the pain.
So I'm not as weird as I thought. I kind of thought that I was on the spectrum a little bit. Because I know that people on the spectrum have very not symmetrical, I guess symmetrical type things, right? They need to do things with both hands. So but I never told anyone this. So like I'll be at Target with Emily and I'll go into like the Lego aisle and I'll slap one of the boxes with my right hand, just give it a nice old slap, and then I keep walking and then I'll say, oh, you know what? I'll be right back. I have to go check to see something. And I'll go and I'll slap with my left hand.
So you have the reverse Lincoln syndrome.
Wait, what is this?
Well, because reverse Lincoln. So Abraham Lincoln quite famously was right-handed, I believe, and he shook so many hands that his right hand was larger than his left hand. So if you go to the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., it was sculpted so that one of Lincoln's hands is larger than the other.
Really? Wow.
That's kind of crazy. Now, Scott, now that I know we share the same disability or mental disorder, or whatever you want to call it.
Isn't it just OCD?
Do you have to look at things and count to an even number sometimes?
I don't know what you mean.
Me either. I have no idea. So anyway, so when I'm like, I don't know, it's just this weird thing that if I touch something with my right hand, I have to go back and touch with my left, I touch with my right.
This is so relatable for me because I will. Again, especially if it's cold or has a unique texture to it, I have to touch it with both hands, but not both hands at the same time. That's what a normal person would do. But it'd be like okay, so I'm holding the microphone with my left hand. Okay, now I'm going to touch it with my right hand. I have to. 1,000%.
And it's mostly in stores where I know I'm never going to see that object again. And I get this feeling. It's like, but I'm never going to be able to touch this thing again. So I have to go back and touch it now. Have you ever gone back into an aisle that you've already gone in because you're like, okay, so I touch it with my right hand and I'm down the other aisle. I'm like, I'm going to break the streak now. I'm not going to touch it with my left hand. And then you get that remorse 3 aisles down and you're like, wait a second. I need to go back and touch it.
No, I just go ahead and touch it. I don't leave the aisle thinking, oh, well, maybe I absolutely.
I was just asking hypothetically.
But if you did.
Asking hypothetically, yeah.
So why do you slap it though? Why are you slapping a Lego?
Oh, you got to give something a good old slap. Like if you see like a nice big box, you got to give it a good old slap. See how you get the girth of it, you get the weight of it, you get I
got to give it a squeeze. I got to give it a squeeze. I've got to have my whole palm around this item or touching this item.
Like you ever go down like okay, so seasonal aisles are the best for slapping things. So you go down, they got a bag of mulch or a bag of chlorine. Or a bag of soil.
I touch the top, squeeze it, and then with my other hand, absolutely.
I give it a nice good old slap, like bad bag of mulch, and I just slap the bag of mulch.
So remind me to not go shopping with you guys, or maybe I should and just film it.
Nick.
Nick's
is this
like,
something that you experience, Nick? Is this like a normal thing I'm missing out on?
Not slapping
like,
or touching things twice besides the obvious.
Nick's looking up bags of mulch Halloween costumes for this year.
And I can't just give one boob attention. I have to both boobs.
I mean, that's obvious though. That's nothing. That's standard for anybody, I feel.
I also have this weird thing where if I'm somewhere I know I'm never going to be again, I have to look at something for as long as I possibly can before leaving it.
Yes. Yeah. Chris, we are both equally as psychotic because I will, as I'm closing a hotel room door, because I know I'm going to be checking out, I'm like, okay, I'm there. Because once that door is closed, it's now a memory and it's no longer there.
And it's terrifying. Like, I'm never going to see this again. So
if you want to book a hotel, you can contact Nick at sandpipervacations.com. Let him know the No New Friends podcast sent you.
So I'm scared of forgetting things in the hotel room, but like getting that like it's a hotel room.
I'm like you. I always think I get ready to close the door, and I'm like, I left the key in the room so that they can just recycle it or whatever. But I always think, I'm like, did I get everything? But I and that's what I do in every hotel room. I triple check it. So anytime we leave a hotel, like I have to walk through even after Sean walks through.
Oh yeah, 100%. I have to. I triple, quadruple. Even though I know we didn't put anything in the drawers, I will check the drawers to make sure that there is nothing in that drawer.
Well, I have to do that now just because we have a 5-year-old that puts things. We've literally pulled random crap out of drawers and then. Yeah.
So I'm showing a picture on screen for whoever's watching.
You've been holding that up for like the past 5 minutes, like the kid that has the painting for like the fridge. Like that's
Daddy,
the vibes
look!
I'm getting.
Daddy,
right
look!
Here.
So this picture is because I was afraid that I didn't look at the room long enough when I left the cruise. so I took a picture as I was backing out on my scooter, as you can see.
Chris,
because now the picture lives forever on my phone.
I'm not that far off. I do that all the time. When we went to Mexico, there's they've got the spa channel. That's like the default channel when you walk into the room, and it's got this song on it. And like the song and the music in this was so relaxing, and that's what I associate with Mexico is just this song. So like we used to leave it on at night to sleep because we had the bedroom and then the living room, and we leave it on in the living room so I could hear it. So I can still sing this song to this day. That's also because I recorded it so that I could watch it anytime I was missing Mexico.
Like, I mean, I understand that. And I kind of do similar situations when I'm at places like Mexico or Disney Resort, but I just picture you at a Motel 8, Scott. Like, you're like, am I supposed to leave the lights on for them too? So I feel like you're just walking out doing that. That's what I picture you when you said that. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah, I get those emotions of like, oh, vacation's over. Like I had great memories in this room.
But what about that aisle in Target? Do you ever like no, or that woman you'll never see again, or that man you'll never see again? You just have to stare at them because like I'll never see this 450 morbidly obese person ever again in my life.
No, because I probably will. I run into people in the most random places. Yeah. I'm still talking to you, Chris. Thought I wasn't going to be here again, and here I am stuck with my own segment now.
This is how they get you, Nick.
Yeah.
So you guys don't touch things twice, huh?
I don't think that's the normal thing, buddy.
Well, I know.
No.
I think we're on the I think Scott and I are definitely on the spectrum. I think we're on the spectrum, Scott. And
It's possible.
When I say the spectrum, I mean like we grazed it. Like, we're grazing the spectrum.
Is that just...
But we're definitely on
Because, like, I have a little bit of OCD when it comes to, like, the light switches. So it's really bothering me right now because our house was built and there's, like, 3 light switches that attach to the same light. But when they installed it...
Oh, my God.
And they installed it, you're going. One of them was off. So one is always up. So there's no combination to get it right. So where they're all facing down when the lights are off. And it is annoying as fuck.
Do you ever do the thing where you try to get them like halfway there and then try to lift them up at the same time?
I've Googled it and it's like you can turn it upside down or something, or the wiring. I'm like, no, I don't. It shouldn't be.
Nick, I'm with you. All the light switches have to be going in the same direction. And when there's that one that's installed differently, and I will run around the room trying to find the way, because I don't care if there's one switch on the other side that's not facing the same. I just need, if there's a bank of them, they all need to be either up or down.
Our old house had that, and it had the 3 switches. But there's one combination that would totally fuck up everything, and it just starts like flashing. Or none of them would work either. So yeah.
Oh, so what I was saying was, Nick, we're getting you there. Then we're bringing this out of you. Like there are you have some weird. You have some weird.
I don't call them weird. I just think it's the obvious that it should be all the light switches should be correct.
Right, they're obvious. Yes, correct. Now, sophisticated gentlemen.
Yes.
What's your quirk, man?
Oh, boy. Well, I know we were originally talking about it in terms of sports. And so when I'm watching...
It has gone a long way from sports.
It very much has. But when I'm watching Jeopardy and there's a certain champion that I want to keep winning, I'll stand behind my couch, I do jumps up and down. Like, I'll yell when they get the daily double, I'll very much yell at the TV screen, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Wish Chris Pannulo had won a few more games.
Oh, he did so
he was
good
from New Jersey.
Episode.
Great champion. But
represent.
I cannot wait for him to return for the Tournament of Champions. I'm so excited.
Scott, you don't have the weirdest routine anymore.
Well, we haven't gotten to the sports stuff yet because brace yourself.
And listen, we won't until we get back. So if you want to hear Scott's insane sports rituals as well as myself's, wait a second. Is that a word?
Myself? It is now because you're twice the size.
I mean, it would just be my, because my is the possessive form referring to oneself.
Thank you, SG. You're going to have to...
Or I guess mine in this case, because you're referring to the direct
You're going
object.
to text me that, please, so I can remember it. I'm not going to remember that after this night. Listen to these amazing commercials, and we'll be right back. There are 3 things that I hate in life: taxes, nausea, and booking vacations. The first 2 I'm stuck with, but for the third, I use Sandpiper Vacations. Sandpiper Vacations is a small business that is LGBTQ+ owned and operated with travel advisors all over the country. Whether it's a cruise, a trip to a theme park, or an all-inclusive resort, Sandpiper has you covered. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's free. Why book a vacation when you can have someone else do it for you? That's like choosing to take the stairs in a building that has an elevator. Leave the headaches of booking a vacation to someone else. Get your quote today at www.sandpipervacations.com and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Hey everybody, it's Scott from the No New Friends podcast. If you'd like to hear all of our episodes, all of our past episodes, just visit our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. All of our links to all of our old episodes are there. If you didn't understand an inside joke or just wanted to re-listen to something, just check it out. It's nonewfriendspodcast.com, or you can check us out on all streaming platforms.
Psst. Hey, you want to join a cult? Well, this might be your lucky day. For just $2 a month and a simple blood oath, you can join our clubhouse and become a friend with benefits. In addition to the amazing feeling of donating to the poor, you will have access to Patreon exclusive content, live shows, and maybe even a behind-the-scenes look at my secret stash. To get started, head on over to nonewfriendspodcast.com and hit join our clubhouse. Can't wait to see you at the initiation ceremony. Oh, and in the chat during our live shows, of course.
We are back with No New Friends After Dark. Some pretty damn good commercials, if I might say so myself. If you enjoyed them, rewind them and listen to them again, please. I strongly encourage you to. And then whatever they say to do, just do them. Now, Scott,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, what force of nature, what little voice it is in your head that tells you to do these things during a sporting event. Who, why, what, when, and where?
All right. So I am a firm believer that we control what happens on the field. Okay, we at home controls what happens on the field, now, and I'm gonna explain because I have examples now.
Are you a ball blower?
No, that's Nick. Wrong co-host.
Sorry. I need to be more specific. During field goals.
Is that the anti-deflate gate?
No, not deflate gate. I'm talking about during field goals. Do you blow the ball? I blow at the screen.
No.
which-
No.
Yeah, you know what you remember the double doink?
Yes.
That was because of
Oh, okay. Makes
I blew
sense.
the screen.
Makes sense.
Mhm,
So,
exactly.
I'm extremely superstitious and I'm extremely routine and everything when it comes to the Florida State Seminoles. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Not so much for any other sport, unless the team is really good and has a chance. The year the Magic went to the finals, I wore the same undershirt on game days, every single game. It was a Grant
Spoiler
Hill.
alert, that didn't work.
It didn't. Well, that's because my ex decided that she was going to wash that shirt right before the finals, and so it would have worked. So every game I match Florida State. So whatever color jersey they're wearing, that's the jersey I wear. Nick, a jersey is like a costume. It's
I love costume parties.
So I dress up like the players. So if they're wearing their garnet jerseys, I'm wearing garnet. If they're wearing their white, I wear white. And even on those rare occasions when they wear the black jerseys, yes, I have a black Florida State jersey.
Wow, I heard you do the same thing for different reasons. When your local high school plays football, I heard you try to match them.
Stop it!
Stop
it! Now I'm really stressed out because they just unveiled that they may be wearing they may be adding a turquoise jersey next year for Seminole Indian Tribe Heritage Nights.
What
I
tribe?
need to ask Scott. You said that they recently what?
Announced that they just announced that they are going to be adding a turquoise jersey.
No, you said another word. You pronounced it similarly to our Lord and Savior.
I know that was for comedic purposes. So I have to match the team. Okay, whatever they're wearing, that's what I'm wearing. Now,
is that only college? Does it stop at college?
Just right now, it's just Florida
college,
State.
okay.
Yeah, and it's just
rules
college.
don't apply to pros. Okay.
No.
I'm just taking notes.
And also, there would be way too many jerseys to buy.
Sure.
And again, my Dolphins have not been extremely relevant. I think I am a Dolphins fan. I love the Dolphins, but I am a die-hard Florida State Seminoles fan.
Well, you're not wearing the same jerseys as the Dolphins, and that's probably could explain
right.
why they haven't been doing
the
so
only
well.
Dolphins jersey I have is an old Ryan Tannehill jersey.
That's the only day they win is when they match the color that you have.
So wait, he doesn't have any Orlando Magic?
I do, but they're terrible.
But I thought you said teams only won when you wore the same color.
Yeah. Anyway, so this weekend, Florida State versus LSU. Okay, Florida State's number 8, LSU's number 5. So we establish our seats. We all have a specific seat that we sit in. So I'm at my brother-in-laws and sisters. Okay, and then my mom's there, my stepfather, myself, my daughter. So we have to sit in a particular seat. Okay. And you cannot get up until there's a commercial break because anytime you get up, something big happens. Okay. May not be good, may not be bad. Who knows? Who knows if it's going to be good or bad? So Florida State goes in a halftime down a field goal. Well, I realized that my mom and my sister were talking about holiday photos and this and that. They just wouldn't shut their traps. So anyway, so we're losing in halftime. So the second half begins and I'm yelling at everybody. I said, I need everybody quiet by the time the ball snaps. Very first possession, everybody's quiet. First touchdown. Okay. I also realized that in the first half, because Florida State went up 7-0, it was because all the kids were in a different room. They were in their bedroom playing, which was closer to us. And then they went out to the living room. There was no consistency as to where the kids were. So for the second half, I made the kids sit with us the entire second half. There were tears, there was crying, but they were quiet when they snapped the ball. But so my sister waited way too long on a commercial break to go to the bathroom. She goes to the bathroom, and while she's in the bathroom, game starts, and LSU throws an interception to us.
Wow. So she had to stay in the bathroom.
Right. Then this is the best part. This is the best part. Okay. So we're trying to we're like, kids, you have to sit here. So FSU has the ball, and my little niece, she's such an angelic little thing. She's adorable. She goes, Daddy, I'm going to get up right now so that FSU scores a touchdown. So she gets up, leaves the room. FSU scores a touchdown.
Wow.
So,
like, sweetie, I love you, but stay the hell out of this room.
Yeah. So what we realized is, we needed a cupcake game. So next year we've decided that we're going to watch either, a high school sports or a game that doesn't matter, so that we can learn our viewing routines so that we could be better. Because we were definitely a second half viewing team, and we've got to have four full quarters. So that's my
all I heard in that
routine.
conversation was cupcakes. So
I do appreciate the production of it, and I think Nick, you'd have a fun time doing this because it is like a Broadway production. It's not just watching a game anymore. Now you're performing.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, Nick, what are your routines when going to a Broadway show? Do you have routines like to make sure that nobody falls on stage or anything?
No, I just sit there and watch, and then sing along with them.
Very captivating. Sing along with them. Did learn about Broadway. You say break a leg, so they get casted.
Oh God!
Didn't know that until 2 days ago. Pretty interesting. Funny thing, I actually got cast.
What?
I didn't have to break.
You did? Why? What happened?
Yeah.
Are you replacing Brendan Fraser in The Whale?
I do have a couple of sports rituals that I do. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017, I stood up the entire time. I could not sit down. Was it because I'm have a mental disorder that I just finally figured out tonight? Maybe. I'm not sure. I will chalk it up as mental disorder and not ritual because I did it again last year. It did not work. I didn't wear the Super Bowl rings all day, though. I mean, I had these championship rings that I wore all day when they won in 2017. I did not put them on last year. So maybe that was the key. If what Scott's trying to say is that consistency is what makes FSU score, maybe I have to be a little bit more consistent. That's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me. I'm going to have to be a little bit more consistent when the Eagles make the Super Bowl the next time. Okay. Writing this down as well. The other thing that I stopped doing is I did realize when during the football season, and this has to do with any team, not just my Philadelphia Eagles, but whenever I would place a very large bet on a team, they would lose. So I think that the key to me, so like if the Eagles make the Super Bowl again, I'll bet against them. And then when that team is losing, I'll put more money on the losing team.
Can you bet against FSU all year, please?
And then when the Eagles go up by 3 touchdowns, I'll say, "Wow, Vegas is just giving away money," and I'll put even more money down on the losing team. Then the Eagles win the Super Bowl. It's usually what happens. It's funny because the Eagles will go down the first week of the season, and I have a very strict no betting policy on the first week of the season because you never know what's going to happen. So faithfully on the first week of the season every year, I do place very large bets, and especially on the Eagles, and the Eagles will be playing a really bad team. And I will, and this is years ago before they were good. The Eagles would be playing a bad team and they would be losing by 7 points. I'd say, okay, here's $50 more on the Eagles. They're giving away money. Then they'd be down by 2 touchdowns. I'd say, wow, look at this money line. This is amazing. And I'd put even more money down on the Eagles just to find out that the Eagles were a very bad team as well. And that would just put a really, really bad taste in myself for the rest of the season. So I'd wait at least 2 more weeks until I started betting again. But yeah, so I think that one of my rituals is betting on the Eagles and them losing. So maybe I'll do the opposite. So yes, Scott, let me know who FSU is playing on a weekly basis. I'll throw a couple dollars on it. And actually, it has to be when you bet the $5. That's when you win. I'll have to Venmo me like $300 a week, and I will make sure that FSU wins every game. From here on
I
out.
can't put the money on it. It's got to be you.
Well, you just say that. I was gonna say you pay me. That's very unrealistic. Yeah, I'll do it. You know, for the good of the podcast, I will.
There you go.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
Happy Scott, happy Kyle. What rhymes with Scott? I have no idea.
Hot?
SG, you said that you watch. Your favorite sport is what again?
Croquet.
Yeah, don't even want to talk about that.
That's fair.
Do you actually watch croquet?
No, I play croquet. I don't watch croquet.
Okay. Are there any rituals? I'm a croquet player myself once a year. Is there any tricks or trades that you do while playing croquet?
Have fun.
Yeah, figured. Okay, so do we want to go into summaries now, or do we want to go into third? We'll just go into summaries now.
Yeah,
Did
just
you
go into
have? Was that my question? Was the Broadway thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
That's the way
have
to tie
a
you.
ritual for?
Nothing really. I guess in this way.
You fish, right?
I mean, we went fishing. I'll start talking.
Do you have any routines after sex?
Oh
After sex? So
no, it would be during
Or before?
So, okay. So we'll bring this in by. So Nick, you obviously aren't into the sports ball stuff. So
sports ball.
You sports ball, but you are in a physical activity.
I love good physical activity.
We do know that you're an athlete in that sense. Is there any rituals or pregame rituals that you do to enhance your
Well, I
performance?
mean, first you have to plan your day by making sure you don't have Chipotle.
Okay,
so that's a good ritual to have.
fair. I have heard
Chipotle,
that.
Taco
I
Bell.
have heard that.
Taco Bell, you have to like have out of your system for a couple days.
Which is hard for you because you love Mexican
food. It's very hard for me, and it's hard in me sometimes.
That's a bad gay trait. I feel like is liking Mexican.
I mean, just being gay is it's not as easy as it sounds. Let's be honest. Like I have to take I take fiber pills in the morning. Like there's actually men's branded fiber pills now that's basically designed to like they market it towards the gay community and say like, hey, this is going to clean your butthole out. So I do that.
That's interesting.
Sometimes you have to use a douche, not like a douche bag, but a
Really?
douche.
How often do you fall asleep?
So yeah, I mean, I guess that's my pre-ritual is just make sure that you have to make sure you're clean and ready back there. So
Cleaned out.
it's not easy. It's not just pick up and go and do it in the back of your car or anything like that. I mean, some people do,
No.
but I'm not into that. I like to have a clean shaven balls. I use my Manscaped 4.0. I did use a promo. Actually, yeah, and I did use a promo code to get 25% off, 20%. I don't remember.
20% off.
I save money. I love saving money. Yeah, that's my ritual beforehand. But you know what? I'm over the sports talk and all this. Actually, Scott, can you guys move out of the way? I'm gay.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
Wow, that was very boring if you are a homosexual and not into sports like me. But I did, to be fair, I went to Ohio State University. I had a season pass to the football games, but I was mainly there for the marching band because they do have the best name band in the land. So that was my ritual.
Really?
Whenever the band was playing, everybody else around me had to shut up. So I'm like, let me watch the band. The halftime show is my jam. Like I stood there, I clapped, I watched Script Ohio every single time. So
He has to match the band.
Yeah.
Nobody can get up.
Yeah, and I wanted to play in the band, but I played a different instrument, and they're all brass band. I played saxophone, so I couldn't make it into the Ohio State band. So I always wanted to be in the band.
Oh.
I play a lot of sax. Yeah.
We need you and Remy
I
to
don't know
have
if
a
this is
duet.
innuendo.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I
impressed
used to play
either way.
saxophone and I took piano lessons.
You're
yeah.
a pianist.
I'm good. Good with my hands. But you know what, guys? Too. I also just realized that it's September now. It's my birthday month, and you guys have not talked about it at all this episode or the last episode. So I had to bring it up twice now. So this is the second time. But it is my birthday month, so I want to wish myself a happy birthday month. My birthday is September 21st. If you want to send gifts. My address is...
Oh, the Equinox?
I think Freddie wished you a happy birthday earlier.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Freddie. Also, I wanted to update you guys. We did talk recently about gay movies, and there's a new one that I want to point out to you. It is a really awesome movie, and it was very well done. Very happy with it. It was on Amazon Prime, a movie called Red, White, and Royal Blue. So it is... kind of a fun story. Here it is. I have a summary here. So I have a summary of this movie. So it was basically the first son of the United States fell in love with Prince Henry, and Prince Henry came out as gay. So it's just a fun, kind of cheesy love story that you heterosexuals have always had, and we finally got our chance, and it's blowing up the gay world right now by storm. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So nice to see these rom-coms coming out, focusing on the gay community, and it's in a bigger setting like Amazon. There's been stuff on Hulu lately, Netflix, and all that as well too. So I want to make sure go check that out. Other than that, speaking of Broadway earlier, I did take Piper to see a Broadway show recently. We went and saw Six, the musical. That's the number 6 about. It is so much fun. So it's about Henry VIII's 6 wives. So as corny as that could sound, it's basically the 6 wives come together, and they're kind of like a concert, like the Spice Girls. So they perform this entire show essentially as if it were a concert, and they're fighting to be the best ex-wife. And it's a really fun show. I love it better than Hamilton. I was not a Hamilton fan. For me, Hamilton was too hard to follow. I'm not a history person. This wasn't all.
Okay, that makes sense.
This wasn't all history. It was just fun and fun innuendos in it as well too. So it's.
Nick Scott had a similar experience with Hamilton. He was like, "That's George Washington."
I couldn't believe he was black.
I mean, Abraham Lincoln was as well, apparently. The collective.
Oh my God.
So that's all I got. Thank you for moving out of the way because I'm gay.
Wait, Nick, that's not all you got.
But wait.
I do want to help you plug the Ronald McDonald Fund that you talked about in the Sunday show. So please.
Yeah. So as you know from a previous episode, my husband and I lost our daughter Harper. Her birthday is actually 3 days after mine, so she would have turned 7 this year. So every year for her birthday, the month of September, we give back to the Ronald McDonald House charities. We spent 60 nights at Ronald McDonald House up in Cleveland, and it's a great place for families that are traveling to a children's hospital and just need a comfortable place to stay. We had an amazing room with TV, fridge, and everything. There was fresh cooked dinners every single night. If you've never been to Ronald McDonald House, you've probably seen it, but not really heard much about it. And so it's been something that we have given back to every single year. So we have a room donated in her name every single year. We try to raise $1,000 to have that room donated in her name. So if you want to donate, you can just send me a Venmo directly to @Nick-Bryan. So it's @NICK-BRYAN. And I'll make sure that it goes directly to the Ronald McDonald House. Unfortunately, I don't want to use GoFundMe or anything like that because of all the fees and everything. I want to make sure 100% of those dollars get sent to the house. The Columbus Ronald McDonald House is expanding right now to become even larger. They're adding 100 more rooms. So they were the largest in the country, and now they're even more the largest. So it's an amazing organization. So thank you for allowing me to share that.
Of course, it's very important.
And happy birthday month to me.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
I still can't believe the same guy did the Remy.
I know. He did all of them.
No, I know, but the Remy one was just so different and phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, what did you think about that one?
Is this for
Sophisticated Gentleman? That wasn't going to make it in the episode anyway. I just wanted to ask you.
It's very, very good. I'm sorry. I'm also slightly distracted. I'm pretty sure I saw a very large insect run by, and I'm terrified. But so for the rest of the episode, I've been pretty sure I'm seeing it, but then I keep looking and that's not it. So I'm kind of hallucinating. So I'm very on edge right now, and I'm terrified that there's a huge insect over in the corner there. So I'm not doing well.
Before I go on with my 45-minute outro, Scott, you have any summaries for us?
I do. I have a couple. Not a lot, because let's be honest, Game Master Ryan writes most of mine, and
your ghostwriter is sleeping.
Yeah, my ghostwriter is sleeping. All right. Let me first start off summaries the same way that Chris started Cliff's notes. I had this typed in already. Happy birthday month.
Oh, thank you very much.
Birthday month. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. I had it typed down, and then you just assumed we were going to talk about it.
I figured you guys forgot about it, so thank you.
See? No, never.
It was on the agenda. Chris did a poor attempt at an Alex Trebek impression. Really poor attempt and very, very tasteless. He was just sitting there still not talking. I was confused because I thought he was doing an impression of a giant glacier.
I love bad jokes repeated.
I know, right?
That's one of my favorites.
Because I had 14 minutes of recordings because I had a lot of plot stuff to get through. I forgot to add the news stories. And so I ran out of jokes between the two segments. I was like, I just got to keep repeating the same joke.
And if you don't get that joke, go listen to episode 184 of the No New Friends podcast.
Perfect. In our first segment, we talked a lot about daily routines. Chris's actual routine, because he shared it, but didn't really share it, but that's a lie. Chris's routine involves waking up around 11 o'clock, roll over, eat some Cheetos from his belly button that were left over from the night before, look over to make sure that he didn't smother his wife in their sleep. He games for about 4 to 6 hours, ignores his phone, makes 1 or 2 work calls, opens 4 Pokemon packs, and calls it a night.
That's alarmingly accurate.
And finally, Chris and I both share the same condition that we have to touch things with both hands. Nick, you are a lucky guy.
It's called skiing. And the guy.
And those are my summaries.
What do you call when it's 4 hands and 1 pole, Nick?
I don't know. It's hard to show on video. We go skiing.
And if you want to learn more about skiing, episode 6 of Cases of Continuity, there's a great skiing case.
Before we end this, Sophisticated Gentleman, you have a podcast yourself.
I do.
You want to sum that up and tell people where you can find it?
Yeah, Cases of Continuity over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Currently working my way through the Roger Moore era. The last film was not great, so if you like hearing about bad movies, you get to hear me rant. The next movie is going to be great, so if you like hearing people talk about great movies, there's something for you as well.
And what date is do your new episodes release?
Wednesdays at 6 a.m. Eastern Time.
Okay, that was for me, because I cannot wait for your next episode. Anyway, I not going to make this long, but I do want to pound the
You're getting me turned on tonight because you're talking about eating Cheetos out of your belly button. I'm like, I want to go cuddle with you right now. That sounds amazing.
I'm trying to find the word to describe, not pound. I do want to emphasize. That's what I was going to. I want to emphasize Nick's birthday month and what he does every year for Harper. ditch that $5 you spend on Starbucks for a day. Ditch that, and that's really mostly to me. I'm telling myself that. If it was for me, I'd say ditch the Starbucks in the morning. Also ditch the McDonald's that you're going to get for lunch, and maybe ditch the Taco Bell for dinner. Every dollar helps. It's a really, really great fun. It's a really great way to help. So please, if it's $1, if it's $1,000, every single penny helps. So please, please, please Venmo him, Nick-Bryan, Bryan, not traditionally spelled. So I do have to spell it for you, so you don't send it to someone and like, wow, I'm getting all this free money from all these random people. Please, please, please go and even if it's $5, every dollar helps. On that note, don't forget when you're going out at the aisle at Target, touch things with both hands. That Lego box is going to be very disappointing if you don't. On behalf of Scott, Nick, and the Sophisticated Gentleman, I'm Chris. Have a great day.
Was that it? Nothing else?
I'm getting better.
I'm sorry, I'm still so scared that there's this bug in the corner. Like, I've been distracted for half of this episode. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like, I could have hallucinated this entire thing Mary style. I don't know. Like, I'm a prisoner inside my own head.
We're gonna need updates on this.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more action here than in my dating life.
No New Friends After Dark has been brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. SandpiperVacations.com. Just check out our website, NoNewFriendsPodcast.com. Become a friend with benefits. Check out our sweet merch and so much more. This has been a No New Friends Entertainment LLC production.